Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I'd like to welcome you to Mr. Quick's online video lesson.
We'll talk more about autobiographical narrative another day. Right now, we want to do some review that we did yesterday. Here are the questions for Chapter 4, Laura, and you should know the answer to these. We went over some of it yesterday, and yes. Laura, let's see. Somebody tell me about Laura's grandmother. Here you go. She's strict. Okay. Anything else? Yes. Anything else? Laura's grandmother? Okay. Did she find, or did she consider Malcolm as being a fine young man for her daughter? No? Really? Why do you think? But he's not an animal. But he's not an animal. Okay? So, I don't know where you got that from. However, had you read the book, you would know, although we do call animals, he was not an animal. Although we do call animals he's and she's. In the 70s, Red Fox, he went from a comedian to have, although we do call animals he's and she's, but he, yes. You would know everything about Red Fox, how he died, the irony of how he died. Can anyone tell to 50 points? Somebody tell me the irony of how Red Fox died. No, I make 100 bonus points, 50. Tell me the irony of how he died. Because if you did like a Wikipedia thing or something like that, and you found, you probably, found out how he died and the irony of it. Okay, I'll tell you. I like this story. In the 70s, Red Fox, he went from a comedian to having his own show. It was called Sanford and Son. It was you saw it before? It's really, you could probably see it on YouTube or something. It's really funny. And throughout the entire television series, he had this one thing he would always do, because the television, his character was about a widowed man whose wife died. And every time he finds himself in some problem or he gets upset with his son, he always saying, he would have this thing. He'd be, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. He'll pretend like he's having a heart attack. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. Well, in his older age, a couple of years ago, he was working on another show. And during the taping of that show, he started having a heart attack. And everybody started laughing because they thought that he was doing his old Sanford and Son thing.
But he died.
Yeah, he died right there on the set. Having a heart attack. That's the irony of 100 points. I mean, but at any rate, that's the irony of how he died. Sad but true. Right? Okay, yes, okay. Okay, all right, no problem. So let's get back here. Okay, all right, good. All right, here we go. Call somebody plenty. So can we say that this particular person that Malcolm is describing, maybe she's well-to-do, maybe, she's not, she doesn't live in the trailer park, in other words. Yes, maybe. Or maybe she used to live in a trailer park, but she became famous. Okay, yes. It's shameful to admit, but I had just about forgotten, Laura. Why you forget Laura? Why Laura? This not. Oh, he hadn't went out with it yet, did he? I tell you what. When she got loose from the mob, rushed up, big-eyed, and stopped, I guess she saw that there was what there was to see in that girl's face and mind. Well, who did she see? Who did she see? Oh, and what did she see? Love. As we moved out to dance, I'm going to call her Sophia. What? Sophia. You like the name Sophia? It's an old American name. Okay. Most white women came to the black dances for reasons I knew. But you seldom saw her kind around there. What's her kind?
White.
No. No. He said that the white people come, but he seldom saw her kind. What is her kind? What do you mean? No. He already said, see, look, most white women come to the black dancers for reasons I knew, but you seldom saw her kind around there. What does he mean by that? Her kind. Oh, so she was a good dancer? I don't know. We don't know if she was a good dancer, but maybe. I don't know. Who else? What do you think that means? Her kind. Oh, okay. Anyone else? Yeah, well-to-do. Someone well-to-do. You know, okay, all right, here we go. She had vague answers for everything, but in the space of that dance, we agreed that I would get Laura home early and rush back in a taxi cab. And then she asked if I'd like to go for a drive later. I felt very lucky. Okay, well, we can get... Laura was home and I was back at the Roseland in an hour flat. Sophia was waiting outside. What happened to Laura? Oh, well, Laura had to go home. Okay, well, yes, let's continue. Okay, all right, page 49. My man Malcolm. Gangster. It was when I began to be seen around town with Sophia that I really began to mature into some real status in the black downtown Roxbury. Why is that? Why? Because he was being seen with her. Somebody, come on. We have to start to draw conclusions from what we read now. You know, working our brain, critical thinking. Why do you think he began to mature in the scene? Because he was being seen with her. Yes. Okay, but I think that was a common sight. Well, what? Okay, she was special. Come on, she was special. Okay. And you don't agree? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you about to say that? Yeah, because, because she, wasn't known by everybody. Okay, maybe that's it is. Yes. Up to then, I had been just another among all the zoot suit. Where's that picture? Did I hang it up already? What did I do with it? Just that fast. Who told? Oh, here it is. Okay. Somebody got pictures. It's something like it. Anybody else? Did anybody else do it? Yeah, okay. So that's kind of like the zoot suit. I like the jacket, but not yellow. But something kind of like that. Yeah, we get outrageous. It's like you're doing an advert for a highlighter. Okay, yes, all right. But now, with the best looking white woman who ever walked in those bars and clubs, now he's the man now. Laura never again came to the drugstore as long as I continued to work there. The next time I saw her, she was a wreck of a woman, notorious around black Roxbury's. In and out of jail, she had finished high school, but by then she was already going the wrong way, defying her grandmother. She had started going out late and drinking liquor. This led to dope, that to selling herself to men. Learning to hate the men who bought her, she also became a lesbian. One of the shames I have carried for years is that I blame myself for all of this. To have treated her as I did for a white woman made the blow doubtably heavy. The only excuse I can offer is that, like so many of my black brothers today, I was just deaf, dumb, and blind. Well, could someone show me an example of autobiographical narrative. Take your time, take your time. Not too much time, but take your time. Anybody else? Yes, sir? Impress us. Here's your chance to shine, your 5 minutes of fame. Mustafa, you can do it. Myrna? I think this is a dead giveaway. This is easy. This is an easy one, I think. I don't know. Okay, we have to go to the usual suspects. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. Yes. So sad. And then he gets, how does he try to relate this experience or try to make a connection with the reader? Somewhere in there he tries to make a connection with the reader or his targeted audience, because every author has an audience that they target their writing to, and it's obvious that he's targeting his writing to African American men in particular, and of course a general targeted audience of Americans. And then outside of that, it's like the little circles. Like, okay, you got it. Go ahead. Okay, there you go. That's how he's trying to connect. Okay, so we got that. Got that? It'd be a really good example to make a note of. It's on page 49. Okay, it's there. If you're still trying to struggle, if you're still struggling with trying to find autobiographical narrative and examples of it and how it's broken down and how the author uses it, then this is a really good example. And then now we're starting to, I think at this point, I think in this chapter and the chapter before it, I think that we really start to see, a connection with the targeted audience trying to be made here, especially in. Okay, let's. Oh, Harlemite. That's like termites. They like wood and eat wood and stuff like that. My mother told me a long time ago that's why they moved from Long Island, because of termites. That's what she told me. They lived in London. A couple of termites. It's back in the 60s. It's a long time. Okay. Harlemite. What kind of insect is that? Is it like termites? Myrna? Is it like termites? Harlemite? Oh, kryptonite, like something like Superman. What? Yes. A neighborhood of New York City. Okay. Harlemite. Harlem is a neighborhood. Oh, okay. Well, what's a Harlemite? Yes. Yeah, that's Harlem. That's Harlem. Yes. It's someone who lives in Harlem. It's an inhabitant of Harlem. So, you ever been to Harlem before? Okay, yes. What is Harlem? Yes. A what? A name of a neighborhood in New York City. Gotcha. Yes. What effects did going to New York have on him? What effects? Good effect, bad effect? I don't like New York myself. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Because New York had different effect on different people. You know, some people like it, some people hate it. You know. Yeah. They curse a lot, I know that. Everybody curses. Huh? He liked New York. But what effect did it have on him? So come on, reach down in your brain and let's analyze this. What effect did it have on him? Yes. Does it say that again? Intimidated. Okay. Had an intimidating effect. Anyone else? Was it? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, so okay, I get what you're saying. So he kind of felt like he did when he came from Manson to go to Boston. Yeah. Anyone else? It had a bad effect. I need more than that. That's not going to get. Yes. Because this is a question on the sheet. Yes. I need more. Yes. Excuse me. Okay, go ahead.
No, because he was in Boston when he went to New York. He noticed there were things that they didn't have in Boston. He noticed New York was bigger.
Okay. Also, it broadened his horizons. Invest in New York and going to New York. Okay. In the stock exchange, Wall Street. Oh, not really. Okay. All right. So okay. Come on. Because he wanted what? He worked at one of his favorite bars. Okay. All right. Okay. What was it like going back to Michigan? And this is a pivotal point here in these chapters. What was it like going back to Michigan, where he's from? Okay, not going from New York to Boston. Okay. Yes.
He felt superior and felt like he had seen a lot compared to the people who had just stayed there.
Okay.
Gone to Boston, New York, and he had seen things.
Yeah.
These people had, so he felt superior.
Yeah, that it does make you feel like. Go ahead.
The question was, they didn't believe that he was Malcolm.
They didn't believe he was Malcolm. Oh, he came back with a different look and a different language. Didn't he come back with a different language and everything? Okay, page 51. Yes, Ella. That's his girlfriend, right? Who is Ella? Oh, okay. Half sister. Okay. Ella wanted to get me out of Boston and away from Sophia. Did Ella like Sophia? She didn't approve of her. Okay. She would have loved nothing better than to have seen me like one of those Negroes who were already thronging Roxbury in the army, khaki. You go in the armies. Did we ever discuss what happened with him in the army? Okay, all right. Yes. But my age of 16 stopped that. Oh, so he was the ripe old age of 16 during this time. Hey, that's how old. Y'all 16, right? Not 16 yet? Older than 16. Whoa, okay. Big time. Big time. Okay, here we go. I went along with the railroad job for my own reasons. The railroad. What did he do on the railroad? He did the, laying the tracks. What did he do on the railroad? He drove the thing.
He used to sell things on the train.
Oh, he's like those people who get on at Taunton and selling the sweets. Really? No, he's the guy with the cart. Yeah, okay. No? What did he sell? Oh, he snuck on the train. Oh, okay. He snuck on the train? Okay, we got a conflict. Let's read and see. I went along, okay. For a long time, I wanted to visit New York City. Since I had been in Roxbury, I had heard a lot about the Big Apple. What's the Big Apple? He likes apples. He's a vegetarian. Myrna, he's a vegetarian. He likes apples. So what's the Big Apple? Huh? New York. Why do they call New York the Big Apple? Anybody know? Huh? Oh yeah? Who else? Because it's a big city? Okay. I don't know. As it was called by the well-traveled musicians, merchant mariners, salesmen. Merchant mariner. Anybody know what a merchant mariner is? I used to be a merchant mariner. I used to have it. People who work on ships. Okay, yes, salesmen, chauffeurs, and for white families, and various kinds of hustlers. I ran into hustler. Okay, don't say that. I forgot. We coming to that. Even as far back as Lansing, I had been hearing about how fabulous New York was. And especially Harlem. In fact, my father had described Harlem with pride. What's the big deal about Harlem? Why his father was excited about Harlem? Wait. Slow down. Myrna. What's the big deal about Harlem? Nada? Sorry. What's the big deal about Harlem? Mohammed, what's the big deal about Harlem? Big deal about Harlem. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Okay, yes. Mustafa, big deal about Harlem. Okay, come on. Go ahead, Mustafa. Big deal about Harlem. Come on. What is going on? Yes. No, you wait too long. Come on. Oh, but that's everywhere though. Huh? It was what? Yes. You know, in New York is a very special place. They have a Chinatown. They have a little Cairo. You know that? Yeah. In New York, yeah. They have a little Cairo. And I'm talking about you go into this area and you won't hear any English. You go into Chinatown, you won't hear any English. It's just like that. You can get lost in Chinatown and can't get directions. It's like that. So every Harlem is like the area for everything is owned and operated, and it's like a little city with only African Americans like that. During this time it was actually, yeah. During this time it was definitely okay. So, but why did his father? What was the significance of his father? Speaking about it with pride. What was that about? Anybody remember his father? What about it? Yeah. So he liked to see. He was feeling proud about the progression that he saw African Americans make in Harlem. He felt them very progressive. Okay, all right. Am I just telling you, or are you telling me that I'm just confirming what you're saying, right? Yes, okay. All right, here we go. 53 and 54. Yes, so now we're in the Big Apple that everybody wonders about. Actually, my wife is still upset with me for not taking her to see Times Square before we left. Okay, yes. I saw the big, tall, gray Theresa Hotel. What's that? Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, yes, it's a hotel. Oh, I'm impressed. It was the finest in New York where Negroes could then stay. Years before the downtown hotels would accept the black man, the Theresa is now best known as the place where Fidel Castro went during his UN visit. Yes. Fidel Castro, he went to Harlem. He did the exact same. Oh, 50 points. Someone did exactly what Fidel Castro did a few years ago and made a big thing in the news. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. Huh? Who? Who? Come on. Chavez. He did the same thing. Chavez.
Who is Fidel Castro?
What? That's a joke, right? No? Oh, it's a joke. You don't know who Fidel Castro is? It's like, y'all joking. Laugh. You don't know who Fidel Castro is? He is the oldest, longest living leader of a country. He's Cuba's president. Cuban president of Cuba. He's like the oldest revolutionary in the world now. He's like an antique. Wow. Anyway, Chavez did the same thing. Went to He went to Harlem when he visited the UN. Instead of going to the normal places to sit with, people like President Bush and stuff like that, he went to Harlem. He went to the poor areas and he offered help to organizations in the poor areas. Same thing Fidel Castro did. Okay. You serious? Y'all serious? You didn't know who Fidel Castro is? Wow. Amazing. There was almost a nuclear war in 1963 because of Fidel Castro. Did you know that? Yeah. Russia sent. Listen, this is serious. Russia sent some nuclear weapons, some missiles, to Cuba, and there was a standoff because America was like, no, because Cuba's right there at the tip of and that was like a standoff. President Kennedy had his finger on the button. So either the ships turn around or, it's bye-bye for everybody. And everybody's holding their breath for a few days. And then the ship turned around. I don't know how big it is. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's like this. You got hit with your fist. Okay, all right. Man, I'm messed up now. You didn't know Fidel Castro is. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Back. And achieved a psychological coup over the U.S. State Department when it confined him to Manhattan, never dreaming that he'd stay in uptown Harlem and make such an impression among the Negroes there. Yes, they were very impressed with him. Very impressed with him. Actually, Malcolm X met a lot with Fidel after. I was mesmerized. This world was where I belonged. New York, that happens. Either you hate New York when you go, or you never want to live. Never want to live. You never want to leave. It just sucks you in, and you just love it. It didn't happen to me. But at any rate, on that night, I had started on my way to becoming a Harlemite. And what is a Harlemite? Nada? What is a Harlemite? Yes? Wow. Okay. So you are awake. I was going to become one of the most deprived, parasitical hustlers. And okay, we'll come to that. What does he mean by that? No, don't worry about that. But what does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? What is a parasite? You learn that in science, don't you? What's a parasite?
It's like a bacteria.
Okay, but what do they do? What do parasites do? Yeah, there you go. So what does he mean by that? Keep that to yourself. Just think about it. Okay. Among New York's 8 million people, 4 million of whom work, the other 4 million of whom live off them. And that's how it is, really. Boy, really. Everybody's trying to get something from you. That's for sure. Okay, but New York was heaven to me. Yes, he loved it. And Harlem was seventh heaven. I hung around in Smalls and Braddock Bar so much that the bartender began to pour a shot of bourbon, my favorite brand of it. Yes, it's like soda pop. Yes. My favorite brand of it when they saw me walk in the door, and the steady customers in both places, the hustlers, and small, okay, and the entertainment. I tell you what, can anybody tell me some famous people that he got to know during his time in Harlem? Just tell me one. Okay, all right, I'll give you that one. Anybody else? Okay, I guess I had to. Boy, I was looking for something else. Okay, at any rate, begun to call me Red, a natural enough nickname in view of my bright red conch. I now had my conch done in Boston at the shop of Abbott and Foggy. It was the best conch shop in the world. East Coast. So he got a fancy conch now. Whatever that is. Fancy now. Because that's what all women want. Women want, men with hair with the conch, right? Of course. So you got to do what you got to do. I had to do it. You got to do it. Okay. None of them back in Michigan can believe it was me. Why? Wait a minute. I want to know why they couldn't believe. Nigga Malcolm in that nice little smiley face boy that was in the picture with the classroom. Yes? My, how you've changed. Oh, boy. All right. We should, read so we can participate in our discussions. Yes. You're going to have to read. Don't forget my sheets. Don't forget my sheets, please. Please don't forget my sheetums. Yes. Thank you.
Tell you what, the person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
It's the best night ever.
I read once, passingly, about a man named Shakespeare. I only read about him passingly, but I remember one thing he wrote that kind of moved me. He put it in the mouth of Hamlet, I think it was, who said, "To be or not to be." He was in doubt about something. Whether it was nobler in the mind of man to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, moderation, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing, end them. And I go for that. If you take up arms, you'll end it. But if you sit around and wait for the one who's in power to make up his mind that he should end it, you'll be waiting a long time. And in my opinion, the young generation of whites, blacks, brown, whatever else there is, you're living at a time of extremism, a time of revolution, a time when there's got to be a change. People in power have misused it, and now there has to be a change, and a better world has to be built, and the only way it's going to be built is with extreme methods. And I, for one, will join in with anyone, don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Thank you.